Have you ever pondered the destructive power of dragons? What would happen if one decided to scorch the world to ashes? Today we dive into a tale that explores just that. Once upon a time, in a realm not dissimilar to our own, a dragon of immense power awoke from a centuries-long slumber. His name was Pyrrhos, named after the ancient word for fire, and he was a creature of terror and beauty. His scales shimmered like molten gold, his eyes held a fiery blaze, and his wings, vast and intimidating, could blot out the sun. The world had changed much during Pyrrhos' slumber. Villages had grown into towns, towns into cities, and forests into kingdoms. The world was ripe for the taking, and Pyrrhos was hungry for destruction. One day Pyrrhos took flight. His wings beat against the sky with a thunderous roar, sending shockwaves across the land. He flew over valleys and mountains, rivers and forests, observing the world beneath him, a world that would soon know his wrath. As the sun began to set, Pyrrhos descended upon the first city. With a single breath, he unleashed a torrent of flames, reducing the city to a smoldering ruin. The once bustling city was silent, its inhabitants fleeing or perishing in the inferno. The dragon's fiery onslaught was relentless, and soon the city was nothing more than a memory. Pyrrhos moved from city to city, kingdom to kingdom, leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. His flames consumed everything. Stone turned to molten lava, rivers evaporated into steam, and forests were reduced to ash. The world was turning into a desolate wasteland under the dragon's fiery reign. Despite their efforts, the inhabitants of the world could not halt Pyrrhos' destruction. Their weapons melted before they could strike. Their armies reduced to ashes before they could fight. Despair spread across the world as the dragon's devastation continued. But with every action, there are consequences. The smoke from the dragon's destruction began to blot out the sun, casting the world into an eternal twilight. The once fertile land turned barren, unable to bear crops. The rivers ran dry, and the air turned thick with soot. The world was dying. Pyrrhos too felt the effects of his actions. The world he once knew, full of life and vibrance, was now a desolate wasteland. The thrill of destruction faded, replaced with a hollow emptiness. He had scorched the world to ashes, but at what cost? The tale of Pyrrhos serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of unchecked aggression. It reminds us that actions have consequences, often far-reaching and devastating. Even a creature as mighty as a dragon cannot escape the repercussions of its actions. So as we delve into our own lives, let us remember Pyrrhos, a dragon that reduced the world to ashes, only to realize the emptiness of his victory. Let his tale serve as a warning, a lesson, and a call to consider the consequences of our actions. After all, we all have a little dragon inside us, don't we?